Yo, what's going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and we're here with the review for episode 120 of Boruto. We are back! Boruto is finally back, contributing towards the main plot, and no, it's not quite the manga, but do you know what it is? It's the closest we're gonna get to the manga for a very, very long time. So I'm so excited to jump into the potential of this arc. But before we go jumping into that, what I do want to jump into is the sponsor for today's video. A very huge thank you to Amino. So if you guys aren't familiar with Amino, then check out the link in the description. They've got this brand new story feature. So if you go over there, search for me, Harrison Senpai, and you'll see the little verified mark there. Give me a follow and check out some of the stories over there. Right now, I've got a Boruto quiz over there. Go and test yourself, see what you can do. I've got very many other plans, more quizzes, top fives, you name it. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's anything else you want to see out there, but I just wanted to get that out the way. Anyway, let's get back to Urashiki. It's been an entire year since this arc was foreshadowed. I think the last bit of foreshadowing we actually got for this was about 6, maybe 7 episodes ago, I want to say, in the episode where Shikadai was promoted to Chunin. I believe it was mentioned slightly in there. So they've spent a lot of time building this up. So it's safe to say that my expectations are high. Okay? They're the highest they've been for Boruto in a long time. It's the highest expectations I've had for an anime original arc by a million miles. So with that, let's have a look what you guys thought of it. A ginormous 47% of you said that this was a 4-star episode, and I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna shock you guys. Okay, I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna give it a 3. I know I'll probably be labelled a hater, spoiled, something. I know something. I'll get chucked with some sort of name. I always do, but honestly, I'm only going to go with a 3 for this week. So if we quickly go through some of your comments. So KSF Superstars back at it again, being a proper member of the Senpai Squad. He says, this is going to be the best arc for Boruto series so far, no joke. I have new theories right now because of this episode. Now, I think it's safe to say a lot of us can potentially go wild with the theories with this arc, but I tend to agree that this arc has such high potential, and some may say that there's not much competition, mainly just the Momoshiki arc in terms of how good it can be. I'm going to cheekily chuck in the Mitsuki arc as well, because I'm one of the minority that did actually appreciate that arc towards the end, but definitely I think it should be better than the Mitsuki arc, and it should be up there with the Momoshiki arc. 100%. Radwan Zaytoon, apologies if I've messed up that name, says, great episode, but it was a little slow, but great. I'm excited for the next episode. Summed it up perfectly. KRL Chattagoon says, not gonna lie, it was good. And then finally, Phantom G back at it with a comment saying, it was a good episode, but the switch from filler at the start to then hype at the end was quite jarring. That's an interesting opinion. Let me know if any of you guys felt that as well, because I sort of know what you mean. It kind of came out of nowhere, very left field change, and you'll see what I'm going to say later on about the filler. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of that. The first, I want to say like 15 minutes of this episode, it was a little bit slow, and I understand that the payoff will probably be a lot larger towards later on in the arc. I'm sure that everything that we didn't appreciate in this arc, like maybe Sarada, Shikadai's definitely going to play a role in this arc because he's on his way there as well. Sarada might be doing something, Chocho, she might join up, all of those, Team 7, Team 10, they may come together so we can appreciate that. And then that family, I think that little kid and the father and the whole power plant being built, that little subplot, I really hope that becomes bigger later on, because if that's the case, then somehow, some way, I want to be able to come back to this video and give it a 2. Because if that was just literal filler to fill out the episode, then god damn, that was awful. But I'm going to have faith, and I'm going to presume that they're definitely going to play a role later on down the line. But if they don't, then it just makes it even worse. But whether or not they play a role later on isn't necessarily the point for this episode. I did think it felt a little bit slow. It wasn't the most entertaining. And maybe the fact that I knew Sasuke was going to appear at some point and probably be a badass, as he always is, that may have contributed to the reasoning was why I didn't appreciate it as much. Because I just wanted to get to that bit. I didn't really care. My boy just wanted to see Sasuke. That's all I wanted to see. And that probably is a reason towards it, I understand. But like I said, we'll see what the payoff is with that beginning 15 chunk of the episode. But let's keep it short, shall we? Let's cut to the chase. Let's talk Urashiki. Now, in the heat of the moment, I posted a pretty dumb tweet. I've deleted it now because I worded it terribly. I said how I hated how they made Sasuke look weak in this episode. And people, they came charging at me saying, "You're a Sasuke fanboy. He's not been nerfed. It's an Otsutsuki. What did you expect?" And I wasn't mad at the fact that Sasuke was nerfed in this battle again by getting his chakra taken away from him. I wasn't annoyed at the fact that he was defeated easily and he didn't one-shot Urashiki or anything like that. Zero problem with that whatsoever. I've got zero problem with his chakra getting taken away. In fact, that hyped me beyond belief. This dude, Urashiki, now has Gaara's chakra, Mitsuki's Sage chakra, Toneri chakra, presumably, now that we see he's using Toneri's puppets. And then he's also going to have now Sasuke's chakra. This guy is going to be unbelievably broken. I was ecstatic seeing that, thinking of what potential Urashiki has. So, no, that's not the case. I loved that. I think the problem I had, and honestly, I'm pinching myself because I can't believe I'm saying this right now about Boruto, because it was only last week I was talking to a couple of people on Twitter praising Boruto beyond belief about how consistently great the art and animation is in the story, despite the constant filler that we get, where usually a studio would take a step back and not put as much effort in. I was praising it beyond belief. I loved it. I thought Boruto every week for a long running looks 8 out of 10 all the time. And then this episode came around and it just didn't feel like that. And I was so shocked because the Remen arc we just had, I want to say it was the final episode or the second to last episode. There was a little fight going on there with Boruto and the summer dude demon thing. And it was animated really nicely. It was short but sweet. And I expected something like that in this episode, especially because it's the closest thing we've got to canon for a while. But it felt surprisingly choppy and jarring, and I think that took some of the immersion out of the fight. It was hard to take seriously, in my opinion, and I understand this is a personal preference, but it's for that same preference is the reason why I don't review the Black Clover anime, because as much as I adore Black Clover, I can't watch the anime because a lot of the time the animation just makes it difficult, and I think that was the main problem, or definitely a large contribution to the main problem I had with this episode towards the end. It just didn't feel as serious as I think it should be because of this choppy animation and even the art to some degree. And then lastly was the part of Sasuke getting disposed of. I didn't like how easily he got disposed of. Not because, I'm a Sasuke fan, but I do love Sasuke. I'm not going to hide the fact that I adore the dude. I think he's a badass. But it's not the fact that he was disposed of. It's not the fact that he was made... Well, he did look weak, but I'm not overly bothered about that. It was just the way the writers did it. Personally, I think they took the easy way out. People could come at me now with a counter-argument with how? How would you have done it differently? And honestly, in the most childish response possible, I don't know. But I would have done something differently. I'm sure there's 101 other creative ways they could have changed how Sasuke was disposed of, because it didn't feel like something Sasuke would do. Sasuke, especially low on chakra, wouldn't charge straight ahead to his enemy just to get teleported away. Take it back to the Momoshiki versus Kinshiki. Well, I think it was just Sasuke versus Kinshiki. Back at the beginning of that arc. Sasuke was low on chakra. He knew he was in danger. What did he do? He got out of there. This episode, he charged straight at Urashiki. And don't give me that, oh, we wanted to protect Boruto. Him, Gaara, they could have got out of there. They could have found a way to get out of there. Or done something differently, but not charged straight at Urashiki. Sasuke's a battle genius. And it just didn't feel like him. And I think that was my main issue I had. Was the fact that I think they took the very, very easy way of disposing Sasuke. In my opinion. It just didn't sit well with me, in my opinion. But saying all that, there's still so much I'm hyped for. Especially this main event that Urashiki said. Like, what on earth is that going to entail? I can't wait to see all that. As well as potentially, well, I say potentially, we better do get some answers towards what's going on with this dojutsu. Because how can this guy do that? How can he change his Byakugan to a Rinnegan with 6 Tomoe? I can't wait. I cannot wait to see more of this. And hopefully the animation will pick up. I'm 900 million kajillion% sure it will do. And a lot of people saying that Sasuke's not going to come back now to the end of the arc. I'll be very, very surprised if he doesn't. I'm sure once his chakra regenerates, he'll be back again. I'm sure he'll find his way out of that dimension. No problem whatsoever. But guys, and I also want to say this one last thing actually, as a quick disclaimer for next week's episode. If Gaara doesn't mention something about his dojutsu, then boy am I'ma be pissed, because this is something so out of the ordinary that it should be questioned. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. Leave a like on the video as well if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. And as always, I'll see you guys in another video. But until then, peace.
執着の血を焦がす寡黙な炎おびき寄せられた神々の化身恐れを知らぬ剣が貫く目指す場所とはまだ見ぬ定め近づいてくる決戦の時